Nobody fully realised it when the first ball of the season was kicked, but the 1993-94 campaign was to be one of the most traumatic yet significant in the club's history. During the 9 months from August 1993 to May 1994, Everton was to have 3 managers. 2 former managers were to leave. One of their major signings, Maurice Johnston, was to be given a free transfer. Another player was to be dismissed for gross misconduct. A battle for control of the club, unprecedented in its history, was to split the board and the supporters. The final phase of the plan to make the club an all-seater stadium was begun, and Everton were to be accused of poaching a manager. All of that, plus on the last pulsating day of the season, a fight for survival which threatened to end Everton's 40-year stay in the top flight of English football and put them down for only the 5th season in their league history. A history stretching back to 1888. There was no hint of the disastrous season to come at the outset. In their pre-season predictions, most of the popular press had cast the Blues as relegation possibles. Howard Kendall used that to fire his players, and Everton began the campaign at the Dell.
Gary Ablett with the free kick for Everton. Fires it forward. That's Beagrie with the header. Headed away by Moncau. This is Ward. Beagrie again. Oh, a super drive by Peter Beagrie. Great drive by Peter Beagrie, and that's the first goal of the FA Carling Premiership. 10 minutes gone. Peter Beagrie fires Everton ahead. Lovely header by Ward. There's Beagrie on the edge of the area, and a super shot which deceives the goalkeeper and flies into the Southampton net. Free kick to Everton on the right-hand side of the field. Holmes steps over it. Watson strikes the ball forward, looking for Rideout. Cleared by Letitia. This is Snowden. Ablett forward, Rideout's control, lovely ball by Rideout, this is Cotty, super save, here's John Ebrell, and John Ebrell fires home for Everton. It's 2-0 and Everton shouldn't lose this one. John Ebrell scores for the Blues. Ablett plays the ball forward. This is a lovely piece of control by Paul Rideout, first with the outside of his right boot, then his left foot, laying the ball off to Tony Cotty. It's a good save, but John Ebrell is on hand to turn the ball into the goal for Everton.
3 days later, Everton played their first home game of the season and beat Manchester City 1-0. But Dave Watson left the field suffering from concussion. It was the first of 3 serious injuries suffered by the central defensive pairing of Watson and Gary Ablett that, in retrospect, contributed to Everton's woes.
Throw in for Everton, Ablett with the ball to Cotty. Here's John Ebrell. Back again to Gary Ablett, drives the ball in low. Oh, that was a brilliant effort by Mark Ward. Well, Mark Ward, normally a right-footed player, got hold of that one beautifully with his left foot. And as you can see there, just over the top of the Manchester City crossbar. Great effort from Mark Ward. Here's Ward again, laying the ball off to Jackson. This is Ablett at left back. With a little bit of space to move into, feeds Peter Beagrie down the left-hand side. 2 defenders coming across to mark him. Lovely skills from Beagrie. Can he get round the full-back? Not on this occasion, but it's a throw to Everton, left-hand side of the field. Again, it's Gary Ablett to take it. There's Cotty once more. Ball breaking quite kindly. It's Snowden with it. He sets in Gary Ablett. Ablett drives the ball across the middle. Paul Rideout. Perfect Paul Rideout. His first goal of the season. It was a lovely pass played in by Ian Snowden, and the ball driven across the middle, turned in by Paul Rideout, and he's delighted with that one. Everton leading then against Manchester City by a goal to nil. This is the low-driven cross which did all the damage away from the goalkeeper, Tony Coton. It went in off the post, but Paul Rideout won't mind that. Now Everton, lovely layoff from Beagrie. This is Ebrel. Cotty in front of him, Beagrie on the left-hand side. Again, two Manchester City defenders coming towards Peter Beagrie. Cross with the right foot, Vonk heads away. This is Ward. Great chance for John Ebrel. Oh, John Ebrel, well, he holds his hands on his head. He knows why. Scored a lovely goal down at Southampton, but he didn't get over the top of that one at all, and it was a good opportunity for Everton. Tony Coton relieved to see the ball go over the bar. Free kick for Everton then. On their left-hand side, it's Gary Ablett who takes it deep, palmed away by Tony Coton. Indeed, I think he had to. Paul Rideout waiting just near the goal line there. Might well have got to that and turned it across the middle. Good save by Coton. Here's the corner from Preki. Headed away. Brave challenge by Jackson. This is Preki once again. Plays the ball in deep once more and headed behind for another corner to Everton. Michel Vonk, the man who got it behind there. Good pressure from Everton. Can they convert it into a goal that would guarantee the 3 points? Here's Jackson. Oh, just over the crossbar from Matt Jackson. Well, there have certainly been chances for Everton in this game, more than the one that Paul Rideout has already converted. Gary Ablett. Ball played in by Ebrel. Cotty's made an excellent run. Drives the ball across the face of the goal, and that was close once again. Well, Everton have had so many chances here, you just feel that they need to convert another just to be safe. Ablett wins the ball well. This is Rideout. Opens up the game. Preki closed down. Good skills by Preki. Phelan tries to get the ball away. Well won back though by Tony Coty. Holmes to Ward. Lovely ball forward by Ward to Rideout, who peels away far side. And again, Manchester City having to concede the corner kick. Tony Coton just having words with his fullback. Here's the ball played in by Beagrie. Up in the air, Jackson, great chance again. Well, that's the second opportunity that Jackson has had. But that 1-0 victory, enough to take Everton forward.
What's pleased you most about the way your Everton side has played over these last two games?
Well, I think it's the way that the players have approached the games. We went to which was a very difficult game at Southampton, and we dominated from the start. I mean, we got the advantage of an early goal, which we didn't have on many occasions last season, and it just gives the players confidence. We've come here tonight. The crowd have got behind us again, and that's important. We've taken a fairly early lead again, which really settles the players down. And a fully deserved win tonight. We could have had more goals. They put pressure on us late on, which you would fully expect from a good Manchester City side. Yeah, good start.
The next visitors to Goodison Park were Sheffield United on the second Saturday of the season. It was to be a landmark both for Everton and Tony Coty.
24,000 fans inside Goodison Park then for the second home game of the season, the first Saturday match at Goodison Park this season. Good work by Coty. This is Beagrie down the left-hand side. Still Beagrie. Coty making a good run outside him. Tony Coty. Beagrie calls for it again. Former Sheffield United player, of course, Peter Beagrie. Looking for something in the middle. That was a lovely header by Rideout. Coty in there, but a good save by Kelly. Read the danger well and was out to save at Tony Coty's feet. Flo flicks it on. Everton trying to battle for it, but there's danger here, and Dane Whitehouse is in. Well, the Everton manager, Howard Kendall, won't be pleased with that goal. Dane Whitehouse capitalising on some misjudgment in the Everton defence. And right at the start of this game, Everton a goal down. What can Peter Beagrie do about it? Beagrie tries the shot, blocked by Rodgers. Beagrie gets it again, though. This is Ward. They're giving it away. Rodgers has claimed he was fouled by Beagrie. Play on, says David Ellery. Oh, not a bad effort by Peter Beagrie. Always diving away, and Kelly had it covered, but well worth a go. Ablett. Ward clipping the ball forward. Here's Cottee. Gets support from Beagrie. Beagrie driving the ball in from the left-hand side, and it's in, and it's Tony Cottee who's scored. He's got the equaliser for Everton. The ball driven in by Peter Beagrie from the left-hand side. Tony Cottee absolutely delighted. There's Sheffield United again. That was wasteful. This is Gary Ablett for Everton. Beagrie. Always influential. Peter Beagrie takes the ball past Rogers, slips the ball through. This is Tony Cottee. What's he got on? Waiting for support. It arrives, it's John Ebrell, and it's there from John Ebrell. The ball took a wicked deflection past Kelly, but John Ebrell has scored his second goal in 3 games, and as a midfield player not always noted for scoring, he'll be delighted with that. Neville Southall. 2-1 then for the Blues. Cracky. Ward. It's a lovely ball forward by Mark Ward. Looking for Paul Rideout, thinks it past the goalkeeper. Kelly gets a hand to it, but it's there for Tony Cottee. And that's a landmark for little Tony Cottee, his second goal of the game, but his 200th career goal. And he won't get many easier. Tony Cottee. Southall with the kick downfield. Rideout. Ball driven forward by Ward. Flo gets the flick on. This is Cork, and it's in by Cork. Alan Cork scores for Sheffield United. 3-2 to Everton. The crowd calling for the final whistle. There's Ebrell, Cottee, Cracky. Good run by Holmes round the outside. Can he put in a quality cross? It is a quality cross, and Tony Cottee gets his hat-trick. 3 for Tony Cottee. That sealed the points for Everton, and it delighted Tony Cottee, getting his hat-trick for the Blues. Everton 4, Sheffield United 2.
We're playing confidently, and there's a tremendous team spirit about the lads at the moment, and we've got to keep it up though. It's only 3 games into the season, and we've got to try not to get carried away and keep playing the football that we know we're capable of.
What about yourself? How have you applied this confidence to your own game?
Well, I mean, I'm very settled now. I've just signed a new 3-year contract with the club. I'm absolutely delighted about that, and I've just wanted to try and carry on where I left off at the end of last season. I was playing well, and although I didn't score for 2 games at the start, I've now got my 3 goals, so I'm off on the goal trail again.
Tony Cottee's 200th career goal also marked the highest placing that Everton were to attain. But that bright start, 3 straight wins, was followed by 3 straight defeats with no goals scored. Newcastle, Arsenal and Aston Villa all won, with Newcastle's Malcolm Allen and Villa's Guy Whittingham both scoring their first goals for their clubs to add insult to injury. However, Everton then travelled to Boundary Park to meet Oldham Athletic, managed by the youngest player ever to pull on a royal blue jersey, Joe Royle. Tony Cottee's 4th goal of the season was the only goal of the game, and Everton collected another 3 points.
There's Tony Cottee, it's there, the ball played in from the left-hand side by Rideout. Ablett miskicked, Cottee scored. Peter Beagrie with the free kick. Oh, he hits the bar, Gary Ablett coming in, ball cleared. It doesn't matter though, Everton have got the 3 points.
The 18th of September 1993 was Derby Day. It was the 149th league meeting between Everton and Liverpool, and Blues fans at Goodison Park were about to witness Everton's 50th victory.
David Ellery gets the game underway. Liverpool defending the goal to the right, Steve Nicol at right back, and putting a ball through that had Rush chasing through in direct confrontation straight away with his good pal but regular rival in these meetings, Neville Southall. Holmes looking for Rideout again. Bumped by Ruddock. Everton fans on their feet behind the goal that their team are attacking. Ablett's come forward. Jackson as well. Ward leads it. Hinchcliffe bends it in. Oh, terrific save by Grobbelaar. A fantastic save from Jackson's header. Well, we said at the start, the length of service that Grobbelaar's had for Liverpool in playing games against Everton. In all those years, he can't have made many better stops than that one. Good work between Beagrie and Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe's cross. Ruddock misjudging. Can Rideout do something here? Cottee on hand. Rideout. Everall straight at the goalkeeper. He hit it hard, but too straight. And Bruce Grobbelaar very grateful for that. Hinchcliffe drops here for Ward. Tries for goal. Grobbelaar's in the mood, isn't he? A fine save, so be it a flashy one. Liverpool have got 4 in the centre. Nigel Clough is one of them. Can Rush get there? Southall was less than decisive. Edwards on his feet. Hinchcliffe's taken the free kick. Came off the head of Ruddock. And then off the head of Walters for an Everton corner. Hinchcliffe, as Whelan guards the post, then he will do well to do that, because Hinchcliffe can really veer the ball in with his left foot. Does it with pace and swerve, but McManaman only to Mark Ward. It's in through the crowd like an arrow into the corner of the Liverpool net. And Grobbelaar feels that McManaman, look at this. That's what it means to concede a goal in a Merseyside derby. Mark Ward has scored it after poor defending at the corner, taken by Hinchcliffe. It wasn't really what he would have wanted, but McManaman just flapped at that and only succeeded in setting it up for Ward, who hit it hard and true past a furious Grobbelaar. Well read by Jackson. Oh, that's going to drop for Cottee. He takes it on himself and well held by Grobbelaar again. Rideout was also looking for the ball to be lined up for him. Rideout, Cottee, Ward! Rat-a-tat-tat. Everton knocking at the door again. Forward by the head of Everall. Whacked away by Wright. Bouncing off Clough. For Everall again. Hinchcliffe. No offside. Tony Cottee for Everton. A chance to make it 2, and Grobbelaar has defeated him. McManaman. Last chance before half-time. One suspects for Liverpool. Redknapp was, I think, heading for goal. It came rather off his shoulder. Everton's half, though. The one goal from Mark Ward, sweetly struck from his point of view. Nothing sweet about the way the ball reached him, though, from a mishit clearance by Steve McManaman at half-time at Goodison Park. Everton 1, Liverpool 0. So Everton start the second half, leading by a goal from one of the more locally born players in the match, Mark Ward, from Prescott, about 15 miles away from here. Really ground level view for Howard Kendall. Whelan. McManaman actually could have turned if he'd wanted to, if he'd been told that there was room. Nicol getting the better of Beagrie. And getting his cross in, or trying to do that. Actually deflected by Beagrie to Horn. Rideout. Everton had options right and left. They still do. Ward for Beagrie, in so much space here. Peter Beagrie for Everton, lines it up, just tries to overpower Grobbelaar, and in the end the goalkeeper not required. Redknapp. Rosenthal staying wide on the left, found well by Jamie Redknapp. Clough and Rush in the centre. Rosenthal, who makes things happen so often when he comes on as a substitute, and of course settled Everton's hash in the last derby before this one at Anfield in March. Nicol. Oh, well, I think Ablett was masking some of Southall's view then from Steve Nichol's shot. Redknapp. Clough. In goes Rush. Horn didn't connect very sweetly with the clearance. Dix does with the shot! Well, that's part of the Julian Dix repertoire. A rugged defender, but he can wield that left foot with some power, and it was a super stop by Southall. Rosenthal. Rush gets it down. Oh, Redknapp flicked it goalwards. Southall saved. Suddenly, it's a bit more like what Liverpool want. Neville Southall, who had a quiet first half, has been busy since the resumption. Redknapp. As Liverpool chase the game, there will be more possibilities for Everton on the break. But here's Clough. Rush going to the near post. Southall having to backpedal and really snaring the ball in spectacular fashion there. One big right hand upraised. Whoever finishes top dogs here, if is an out-and-out winner, has the pride of Merseyside until March in terms of the league games, when the return at Anfield is scheduled. Preki. Ward. Here's Holmes. Right out. Blocked by Wright. Cottee. Can he get it back here? Tony Cottee. Tony Cottee still Cottee. The persistence pays off. And Everton now will believe that they've beaten Liverpool. 5 minutes to go. Well, Dix tried to clear, and in the end, Ruddock couldn't get there either, nor Wright. Cottee went on, Grobbelaar lunged and plunged, and Tony Cottee kept on going for the most joyous sight of his afternoon. And with 5 minutes left, Everton 2, Liverpool 0. Ward. Cottee, Holmes outside him. Here's Wright out. Cottee going in. It's a corner. Well, they've been criticised, Everton, for having too many diminutive players in their side, but two of them have scored here to give Everton their 50th league win over Liverpool. Mark Ward and Tony Cottee. And blue is the colour on Merseyside tonight. A win that lifts them 3 points clear of their great rivals in the table as well. 4 defeats in 5 games now for Graham Souness's side. For Everton, though, the special satisfaction that success in a derby does bring.
The win pushed Everton up into 4th position and not only boosted the fans, but the manager too.
It wasn't just a case of the win, which is always very important. It was the manner in which it was achieved. I mean, it was virtual domination, and that hadn't happened very often, and dominating the 90 minutes, or nearly the 90 minutes. I mean, that hadn't happened very often recently against Liverpool, or I mean, for that matter, I mean, not many people do against Liverpool. So it was pleasing. I mean, we won tackles in the middle of the park. I mean, we got the early goal, and then Tony Cottee finished it off in the end to make it 2-0. But no, it was very pleasing.
Everton's next 2 league games proved to be disastrous, although one was more significant at the time than anyone realised. Everton lost 5-1 at home to Norwich City, managed by Mike Walker. Efenakoku, a Liverpool supporter from the time he lived in the city, scored 4.
Hinchcliffe. Right out through the middle. Cottee had pulled short. Right out chasing. Terrible error in the defence there, and Norwich will again be examining their sweeper system as right out puts Everton in front. Good shot, and the goal from Efenakoku. And for once, Norwich go for the direct line. No flag. Ball Fox, Ekoku to his left, Fox shoots, Ekoku follows up and gets his hat-trick. Here comes Sutton, and there goes the fifth, and it's all too easy.
At White Hart Lane, the Toffees lost 3-2, with the equaliser coming with 2 minutes to go, and the Spurs winner in the 3-2 defeat coming 2 minutes into injury time.
Holmes cross into the middle, Paul Rideout. That's a great goal from Paul Rideout. He dived in bravely and headed into the goal. It was a lovely cross as well by Paul Holmes, but Paul Rideout puts Everton 1-0 up at White Hart Lane. There's the replay. Holmes gets in a beautiful cross here. Forsfed thinks the ball's his. Paul Rideout has other ideas. Lovely header. Once again, the cross, he whips it in beautifully round the back of the defender. Rideout takes off and glances the ball gloriously into the corner. Through in to Everton. Samways. Lovely skills by Samways. There's Mabbott. Looking for Sheringham up front. Flick on by with that one. Neville Southall totally exposed. Now, what can Everton do about that? 1-1. Ball inside by Hinchcliffe. Mabbott trips Cotty, does he? Yes, he does. The referee says a penalty. And Gary Mabbott, making his 500th appearance for Tottenham Hotspur, has fouled Tony Cotty. Chance for the Blues to take the lead. And Tony Cotty is going to take it himself. Cotty then to put Everton 2-1 up. Cotty against Torsved, and Cotty wins. The Norwegian might just have got a hand to the ball. It didn't matter. The ball went into the back of the net, and Tony Cotty has put the Blues 1-0 up. Blasts it. Torsved, in fact, didn't get a touch to it. Cotty drove the ball right in. Now Spurs again. Anderton. Ball flicked in dangerously once more, driven across by Sheringham, a chance for Anderton, and Anderton scores for Tottenham Hotspur. Darren Anderton has equalised for Spurs with just 2 minutes of the game to go, and Neville Southall isn't happy. Spurs on the attack again. Gazelle half cleared by Jackson. Still Everton can't get the ball away. Spurs on the attack, danger. Sheringham shoots, great save by Southall. Still Everton can't clear. This is Kasky, and Darren Kasky has scored 2 minutes into injury time. That's his first goal for Spurs.
Everton could only draw in the league against rock-bottom Swindon in Wiltshire.
There's Peter Beagrie, it's there. Peter Beagrie scores for Everton, and there's the back flip. It was a comedy of errors before that. Last minute, Bodin, Taylor, 1-1.
While the Blues then lost at Goodison to a stunning Lee Sharp volley against the top team, Manchester United.
Here's Sharp. Oh, a brilliant goal from Lee Sharp. That was absolutely outstanding. There was nothing that Neville Southall could do about that. Lee Sharp milks it.
The third round of the Coca-Cola Cup saw Everton drawn at home to Crystal Palace from the First Division of the Football League. And it needed an injury time equaliser from Dave Watson to keep alive the Blues' interest in the competition.
There's Ablett. This is Everall. Horn. The best of passes, and Everton lose possession. Armstrong for Crystal Palace, but won back by Horn. Ablett once again to Watson. It's a missed control really by Stewart, but he still manages to hang on to it. This is Beagrie. How important will he be in this game? Peter Beagrie gets the one to right for great save by Martin. That was a brilliant save by Martin because Peter Beagrie got hold of that one and really smacked it. Corner to Palace. Flicked on and it's in. And Andy Thorne has got the goal for Crystal Palace. The Palace skipper has got it, beating Everton at the near post. Holmes drives it forward. Up goes Beagrie. More than useful in the air. This is Barlow. Beagrie once again. Beagrie still with plenty to do. Clips the ball in neatly. Oh, that was a good opportunity for John Ebbrell. He was unmarked. This is Palace. Armstrong down the left-hand side. Ablett in front of him. Cross deep, and Gareth Southgate is all on his own. There was no marking whatsoever at the far post, and Everton are 2-0 down. Barlow. Beagrie. Beagrie for Everton. Had a good game so far. Beagrie still going. It's got better. Peter Beagrie scores for Everton and puts the Blues back into it with some hope. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 2. Here's Beagrie once again. He's still got a lot to do, but he wriggles past the challenges, looks up and beats Martin with a shot to the near post. Ablett. Again Beagrie. This is Hinchcliffe down the left-hand side. Whips the cross in deep. Corner for Everton. Tremendous pressure. We're into injury time though at Goodison Park. The Premiership side trailing against the First Division side Crystal Palace. Hinchcliffe drives the ball in. What can Preki do? He just needs to get the ball back into the middle, into the danger area. Preki, the chance to cross. Still the chance to cross. Watson, it's there. Dave Watson has got it for Everton. Well, Dave Watson had gone up front and he's got a vital goal for Everton. The skipper leads by example. He's got a crucial goal for Everton. How delighted he is. Here's Preki. Might have crossed at this stage. Drags the ball onto his right foot. Watson, you can see, just peels away to create space. Stabs out a boot and it's into the goal.
Yeah, I think we were 2-0 down, and it was, you know, the last 5-10 minutes or whatever, and really backs to the wall stuff, and the team showed a lot of character to come through, and as I said, I got the to make it 2-1, and Dave went up there and made it 2 each in the last, you know, few seconds of the game. So yeah, it was nail-biting stuff, but we managed to hold them to a draw.
It was back to league action before the replay with matches at Ipswich and Coventry. The good news story came from Portman Road.
Oh, what a good run on here, and it's a goal! Beautifully taken. Stuart Barlow. The long ball caught Ipswich out, and Barlow's pace took him into the danger zone. His finish absolutely clinical. It's Ipswich Town 0, Everton 1. Whitten. Good turn by Whitten. Not a bad ball either. Good early cross from Thompson. A chance here for Steve Whitten. Oh, stopped by Mason with a shot, and he got it all wrong. Oh, what a catastrophe as far as Ipswich are concerned. But Neville Southall blocked Steve Whitten's shot with his feet. The ball came back out again, and a great opportunity here for Paul Mason. It comes on his left foot, and he steers it well wide of the target. Vaughan playing it wide. Oh, Lennon. Chance there, shot over the top from John Ebbrell. But Whelan went to cut that ball out and missed it completely, and I think that put his co-defenders off. And number 14 there, John Ebbrell, let fly with a well-struck shot. Marshall. Slater. Got a bit of pace, this lad. From Sudbury and Suffolk. Oh, great dummy there. This is Whitten. Oh, he couldn't finish. Beautiful dummy there by Marshall. The ball comes in to Steve Whitten. The goal beckons. The shot comes in, and just wide of that top angle. Hinchcliffe. Picked up by Beagrie. goes Beagrie. Oh, he's taken two out there, gets the shot, and it's deflected in! 2-0 Everton lead. And the luck went against Ipswich Town then, although it must be said that Beagrie was given far too much room, far too much time. And in the end, although he opened up defence, got in the shot. Baker was going across to cover, but the deflection beats him in the end.
Grizovic for Coventry City. Former Liverpool player, of course. Everton trying to clear, but struggling to do so. This is Burrows, former Everton man. This is Quinn, and Quinn fires home for Coventry City. Here's Quinn again. It's a second for Quinn and a second for Coventry, and again Neville Southall looking despairingly at his defenders. Ball clipped in. This is Barlow. Holmes with the chance to cross. It's a good one. Watson goes up. Rideout miscues it, but it's good enough to take the ball across the line. But it wasn't good enough for Everton to pick up 3 points. And that's Phil Neal's first win as caretaker manager of Coventry City. Delight from Rideout, but not enough for the Blues.
So it was on to Selhurst Park in the Coca-Cola Cup replay against Crystal Palace.
Coleman ducked in underneath that one. There could be problems here, and in the end it's hooked away by Shaw. There was some really clumsy defending there by Crystal Palace. Ablett playing it to Ebrel, and now for Mark Ward. Driving it long towards Rideout. Well, Watson's right in there, and again a swift intervention by Richard Shaw, which put Watson off. And Palace so close to conceding a goal here. In the end, it was Shaw that got it off the line from Mark Ward's effort. Cotty's forward. Takes it down well, might get a shot in here, does so, excellent save by Martin. And a warning for Palace, they must give Cotty no room whatsoever. Everton now beginning to come a little more into this game, but it's Palace on the attack now with David White, bringing Southgate into it. A super goal! Gareth Southgate! Well, he scored in the first game, and he's hit a very deceptive drive there to beat Southall. Just when it looked as though Everton were beginning to put a few things together. White just knocks it back there, very delicately. Southgate's shot bouncing beyond Neville Southall, and Palace go into the lead. Young, it came off the top of his head. Cotty is in there. No penalty given. Everton are furious about that. Mark Ward is right in front of the referee, remonstrating. Cotty, who was brought down, felt surely that Everton should have had a penalty. I must say, it looked, from this angle, it looked very much as though it did. Let's see what it looks like here. Well, Cotty will feel very aggrieved indeed, and I think he's a right to feel aggrieved. Everton, I think, might well have had a penalty there. Towards Big Dave Watson. Came off Southgate behind for the corner. Once or twice there have been minor misjudgments at the centre of the defence for Crystal Palace. So far they've got away with it. But there's another one that's gone in, and it's Dave Watson. Has made it 1-1. Well, he pulled Everton out of trouble in the last minute at Goodison Park. And he's got in with that header there to make it 1-1. Corner curling in. And there's Watson stooping in with a header. And Everton are level. only his second goal of the season, both of them against Crystal Palace. And still, Palace can't get out of their own half. Driven again, and across the face of this goal, and yet another corner. Although Palace are saying with some vehemence that that ball came off an Everton player. And they are quite convinced it has. And maybe the arguments have been just a little too fierce, the referee having a word there with one or two little touch of players at the near post, and seems quite happy with his decision. So here we go again. This time it's Mark Ward on that side, with the corner again for Everton. Watson poised again. Up gets Coleman. Knocked in again. And Watson's there. And has scored again. What an amazing match for Dave Watson. What an amazing tie for him. Saved it at Goodison. And now has scored twice here at Selhurst Park. The second goal, though, coming from a corner that Crystal Palace hotly disputed. Knocked in again, and suddenly there's Watson all on his own. Martin comes flying out. Humphrey can only help it into the net, and Everton are in the lead. Roger. Shaw onto the right foot, curling it in. Oh my goodness! Knocked in and over! What an incredible sequence. It was Southgate who came right in on the end there. And a terrific piece of goalkeeping by Neville Southall, keeping that long, long dipping cross from Richard Shaw in. In it came, and Southall just got to it. Williams knocked it in there, and Southgate knocked it over the top. And Howard Kendall knows, not by any means is it over yet. Wants a switch to be made. Looking at Cottee, looking at Barlow. That's exactly what's happening. Cottee and Barlow making that little switch. And it might come in for Cottee. I think he's given a penalty. He's given a penalty for the foul on Cottee. Ward, whose responsibility it is to take the penalty now. It's 3-1 Everton. Mistake about that. The blasting school of penalty takers giving Nigel Martin no chance. Ward. Brecky get on the end of this one. Oh, has to be an own goal of Young. From Pecky's cross. Can smile, it's 4-1. Certainly driven in there. A long cross by Mark Ward. Here's Brecky. And an own goal by Eric Young. And it's now completely out of Palace's hands.
That was November the 10th. The Blues were to record just one win in the following 13 games.
This is Bradley Allen. He shoots it in. Bradley Allen has scored for Queen's Park Rangers. Great save by Southall. Comes off the post, and Allen is there again. Bradley Allen for Queen's Park Rangers. Ball played forward. This is Allen. Is this going to be his hat-trick? Yes, it is. Bradley Allen, 3-0 for Queen's Park Rangers. Ball played forward for Leeds. This is Wallace. Ablett in front of him. Wallace still going. Still Wallace. Nobody challenges him outside the area. Ball takes a deflection. It's in the goal. Well, Neville Southall will be less than happy with that. Everybody backed off, and Wallace slammed the ball home. Can Everton get back into it? Snowden whips the ball in. Chance here. Cottee. It's there. The equaliser from Tony Cottee. Doesn't get too many with his left foot. That was good enough. Everton on the attack. Hinchcliffe whips the ball in. This is Stuart Barlow. Good-headed goal by Stuart Barlow. Stuart Barlow scores for Everton to put them 1-0 up. Seegers downfield. Flicked on in typical Wimbledon fashion. This is Holdsworth. Berry on the line, and Berry scores for Wimbledon. Greg Berry scores for Wimbledon. It's 1-1. Everton then against Southampton. Ball played forward down the right-hand side for Stewart to chase. Stewart as well, holds the ball up, looks for support. Played in. Up goes Beagrie. Chance for Ebrel. This is Cotty. Great save by Besson. Cotty heads the ball over the line. Tony Cotty gets it in. Dave Besson did well initially, but Tony Cotty had the simplest of chances in the end to head the ball into what was an open goal. Southall forward, flicked on again by Beagrie. Here's Cotty. Beagrie down the left-hand side. Lovely ball in from Beagrie. Cotty's header. Good save from Dave Besant. Ball goes out of play. Dave Besant making his debut for Southampton, having an outstanding game. There's Ablett. Everton looking for a league double. They won on the opening day of the season, don't forget. Ball driven in low by Stewart. Cotty. Jackson shoots. Besant saves. Driven in again, but it's wide. Again, good play by the Southampton goalkeeper, Dave Besant. This is Horn. Stewart. Stewart looking for an alternative, might try a shot himself, lays it off, lovely ball, chance for Beagrie. Oh, Beagrie wraps the ball against the crossbar and away. Great move by Everton.
Nobody knew it when the final whistle went, but that was to be Howard Kendall's last game in his second spell as Everton manager. 70 minutes after the final whistle, the word came from Goodison Park that the most successful manager in the club's history had resigned his position. The news was as startling to the players as it was to the fans. Tony Cotty, scorer of the game's only goal.
Did you have any inclination at all beforehand that he was going to pack up?
No, none whatsoever. I don't think any of the players did. I believe that he told Colin beforehand, but none of the players had any inclination, and it wasn't until after the match that we heard about it.
Did you feel that things were going flat, that he might have been moving in that direction at all?
I thought there was a possibility, but you know, you sort of carry on and you don't believe that anything's going to happen. But you know, it was just such a big surprise when he did do it, and the actual timing of the events, really, it was all, you know, above the players' heads, really.
Because you'd beaten Southampton and you'd scored the goal.
Yeah, it was a bit of a coincidence, really. I mean, on the day we played quite well and we created quite a few chances, and like you say, I scored the one goal and we won 1-0. I was just in my car after the game driving home, and that was it. He come over on the radio, Howard Kendall's resigned, and that was the first I knew about it.
Did he get the players together after that and explain his decision to resign?
No, he didn't. No, we didn't see him, and I didn't see Howard until about 3 months after that. So, you know, we didn't actually get any explanation from Howard, but the chairman did come to the ground and he explained what had happened, and then it was obviously a case of getting on with things then.
Following Howard Kendall's resignation, Jimmy Gabriel was put in caretaker control. He was well liked by the players, but they couldn't produce the form for him that would lift the club out of the doldrums. In the 7 games the club played under Jimmy Gabriel's stewardship, they lost 6 and drew 1, scoring only 2 goals.
Steen into Craig Burley. Burley shoots. That's a brilliant effort by Burley. That's his first goal for Chelsea. This is Steen. Southall can't keep it out. Now, can Everton get back into it? Stewart, the former Chelsea man, getting the booze. This is Holmes. Stewart once again flips a nice ball in. Horn's volley, brilliant save. Cotty, brilliant save by Kareem, but Cotty rams in the rebound. 2-1 for Chelsea. Ball forward, a chance here for Stewart. Ball runs away from him. Chance for Barlow. It's lobbed in. Is it there? Yes, it is. 2-2. Stuart Barlow. Excellent goal from Stuart Barlow. There's Wise on the right-hand side. Lays the ball in low. Shipley. Oh dear, what a disaster for Everton. Neil Shipley scores for Chelsea. Everton still under pressure. Oh, they give the ball away. This is Newton, this is Steen, who's already got one. It's 4-2 for Chelsea, and still no joy, I'm afraid, for Jimmy Gabriel.
Jimmy's a very nice fellow. He's done a good job with the reserve team, and yeah, he had the players fall back in, and we tried as hard as we could, but unfortunately for Jimmy, we just never seemed to get the results that he probably deserved.
Yes, he only got 1 point out of a possible 21 there. That must have been sad for the players, and sad for Jimmy, obviously, as well.
Yeah, and not only that, I think we went through a spell where we hadn't scored, and everyone was saying, oh, it was the longest period without scoring a goal, and eventually, I think it was from my Southampton goal to the goal I scored against Chelsea, and that was a long, long time. So it put a lot of pressure on us. I think Jimmy found it quite hard pressure-wise, and the players were obviously getting a bit anxious, and we really needed someone to be appointed as soon as possible.
Was that thought amongst the players conveyed to the board of directors at all? Did any of the players' representatives have a word with the board and say, we really need to steer the ship in the right direction?
No, I don't think anyone actually spoke to the chairman or directors, but you know, myself and a few others, Dave Watson, I think, you know, we voiced our anxieties really, that we felt that we was going along and didn't really know what direction we was going in, and you know, publicly we said we felt it would be best if a manager was appointed as soon as possible, and of course there was all the boardroom upheaval which is still going on, and that was going on at the time, and it was very difficult for everyone, and the most important thing at a football club is you need a manager, and we didn't have one, and everyone was struggling.
So on the 7th of January 1994, Mike Walker walked into Goodison to take the helm.
Did you feel that you had a difficult decision to make coming?
Not coming, no. Once they'd made it clear that you know, they were interested, then it wasn't really a problem. You know, there was a period obviously when I was trying to sort things out with Norwich, and once that wasn't forthcoming, then it wasn't a big decision. You know, it wasn't hard to make the decision, put it that way.
Everton had won just one of their previous 12 games. They lay 16th in the Premiership. His first game in full charge was against Swindon Town. The team, including new signing Brett Angel, and the players responded with the biggest win of the season.
Jackson, Ward, space for Jackson, Cotty, Everall, yeah! He couldn't have asked for a better start. John Everall gives Everton the lead inside 5 minutes. And the Midas touch from Mike Walker. Beautifully worked. Peter Beagrey's meandering run set it all up. And then Jackson found some space ahead of Ward. And Cotty set up Everall. And Everall picked his spot. It's John Everall's first goal since the opening week of the season. And what an opening for Mike Walker. Beagrey. Here's Angel again. Beagrey. Oh, element of surprise. It'll come for Everall and for Cotty, and Everton double their money. 3 minutes of the half remaining. And Tony Cotty's 93rd goal for Everton eases some of the worries which were beginning to creep into their play, set up by Everall. Although it was once again Peter Beagrey with that little step inside and that awkward shot which Nicky Hammond couldn't quite deal with, which caused the trouble. And when Everall squared it, Cotty was on hand to slide in what can only be described as a typical Tony Cotty goal. That's his range. Now Summerby. Good cross of the ball, Nicky Summerby. Moncur! Well, how often does it happen? The 10 men are back in business. John Moncur, who scored a beauty at Anfield last month, completes a Mersey double from an excellent cross by Nicky Summerby. And Swindon Town are back in the hunt with 11 minutes of the second half played. Headed by Beagrey, shot by Cotty, never got hold of it. Awkward, twisting. I think his standing foot came away from beneath him. But it wouldn't have needed much of a contact to smuggle the ball past Nicky Hammond. Classic poacher's position. All given away by Snowden, and here's Bodin, and that's 2-2. And Swindon Town just haven't read the script. Paul Bowden cashing in on a careless piece of play by Ian Snowden, and Swindon Town, since the dismissal of Andy Mutch, have turned the game around. Beagrie. In towards Angel. Oh, off the bar and in by Ablett. Gary Ablett succeeds where Matt Jackson failed, and Everton are back in front. It was Matt Jackson diving in, whose header bounced up against the crossbar, and Gary Ablett, who was on hand to turn it into the unguarded goal. Only his second ever goal for Everton, and I do believe that his first with his right foot, and that's with his unfavoured foot too. Everall again. Ward. On towards Cottee. Taylor struggling to get there. Cottee has got there. And that should do it. Tony Cottee makes it 4 for Everton, and should have made it safe for Mike Walker on his big day. Swindon exposed, and Cottee pounces for number 14 of the season for him. Now Tony Cottee's on a hat-trick, but he's had a miserable time from the spot this season. But Mark Ward's saying, go on, have a go. Why not? He has missed a couple and vowed never to take another. Oh! Hat-trick for Cottee. It just got there. 5-2 to Everton. Would you believe the 6th hat-trick of Tony Cottee's Everton career? Snowden. Stuart Barlow, who is very, very quick. In towards Angel, they're almost looking for him. Header on by Airball, it's in by Beagrie. And there's the somersault. All the party tricks now, as Everton bask in the glory of what they may look back upon as a famous day. 3 minutes of stoppage time played, and from Stuart Barlow's cross, Peter Beagrie scores his first league goal on this ground for over a year.
Graham Stewart was the last player to be signed by Howard Kendall, but he quickly appreciated the presence of Mike Walker.
No, he was fine. He didn't go, ranting and raving and I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. He's just slowly looked at what he's got. He, made it clear to us that everyone started from scratch. He was open-minded about things, and there's been no major big changes. But I think I get the feeling that he's just having a look round and biding his time before, he makes any big decisions.
You moved from the right of midfield, where you were playing by and large under Howard Kendall, into a central midfield position. You've adapted brilliantly to that.
I've enjoyed it, to be fair. The first game was against Manchester United. Great occasion, lovely pitch to play on. And, it was a difficult circumstances, but we played some decent football along with Man United, and I enjoyed it in the centre of the park, and I've been there ever since. And if I keep playing well in there, then hopefully I can stay there.
It was back to Goodison for Everton's next game. Chelsea were the opponents.
Free kick to Everton, played forward. Right out jumps for it, but Chelsea with the opportunity to clear. This is Hinchcliffe. Right out flicks it on. Everall is in. Everall beats the goalkeeper and scores. John Everall scores for Everton to make it 1-0. Did well, John Everall, kept his poise, and although the Chelsea defence, it was Erland Johnson tried to clear, the ball was already in. Sinclair for Chelsea. Sinclair again. Pushed on, Steen. Sinclair rides his luck, still going. This is Steen inside the penalty area. Well taken by Steen. Neville Southall got a hand to it, but it was well clipped in by Mark Steen. Chelsea to try and mount another attack, but it's won by Everton. Wide out. Puts it far side. This is Precky. Rides his luck a little bit there, Precky, but gets the ball away. Hinchcliffe. Beagrie. Hinchcliffe makes the overlap. Beagrie decides to try on his own. Clips it in. Oh, that was a brilliant header. Paul Rideout. The ball took the slightest deflection, I think, in the air, but Rideout's header was absolutely perfect. There's the cross coming in. Paul Rideout rises and plants the ball firmly past Kareed. Chelsea then. Hinchcliffe clears. This is Precky. Volleys it forward. A good run by Stewart down the right-hand side. He's got two in the middle. Stewart has a chance. Paul Rideout. Paul Rideout scores his second goal of the game. It was much easier than the first one, but the run from Stewart and the pass forward first time by Precky made it. Here's Rideout. That was a fairly simple opportunity. The spade work was done earlier. Chelsea then. This is Maldonaghy. Spackman. Peacock. Great shot by Peacock. Oh, right off the woodwork. Neville Southall didn't get a touch to it. Great effort by Gavin Peacock. Still Chelsea won't lie down. Still trying to push forward. But Everton now. Angel gets a touch. This is Stewart. Beagrie. Another great run. The flag stays down. Stewart is clear. Angel is in the middle. Laid on to Angel. It's a goal. Brett Angel scores his first goal for Everton in his second game. And Everton are on easy street. Brett Angel be delighted with that one. Here's Stewart. He might have gone on his own. He was unselfish. Angel was in the middle, and although the goalkeeper got a hand to it, he didn't really have a chance of saving. Brett Angel. So Chelsea then to restart. Peacock. Kennedy. Spackman. Ball played forward, looking for Steen. Steen chests it down, tries to turn. Was that handball? Well, Gary Ablett doesn't think so. What does the referee think? He thinks it was a penalty. Ablett complains. Here it is again. It was brought down well by Steen. Tried to turn it inside Ablett, and on the second look, it does look as though Gary Ablett intentionally handled. Here's Steen. And Steen cracks the ball past Neville Southall. Everton 4 though, Chelsea 2.
Now your goal for Everton, your first goal for Everton, was against Chelsea when you'd beaten Swindon 6-2 in the previous league game at home, and then came Chelsea and you won that one 4-2. What do you remember about your goal?
All I remember about it is that Graham made a great run through and it was all on his own. He could have shot, but unselfishly just knocked the ball across, and you know, I was just in the right place at the right time just to tap it back over the line, which was very nice.
Are you the sort of player who worries about goal scoring, or are you happy as long as you're providing and having a good all-round game?
No, I think any striker is always, at the end of the day, looked upon to his goals tally. But I do feel that as long as the team is winning, you know, and you're contributing to that victory, then, you know, 3 points is better than scoring one and the team losing.
That win made the Blues 15th of the 22 clubs in the Premiership. Mike Walker dipped into the transfer market to put a couple of bricks in the wall, as he put it, for the future, by signing first Gary Rowett from Cambridge and then Joe Parkinson from Bournemouth. Then on transfer deadline day, he beat Manchester City to the signature of Anders Limpar from Arsenal for £1.6 million, although Peter Beagrie was tempted to move to Main Road when Brian Horton came in with a last-minute bid. But all this time, Everton was slowly letting things slide. It was a run which stretched from the 5th of February to the very last day of the season.
Super chip by Paul Merson, 1-0 for the Gunners. Everton, good header by Beagrie, bouncing forward, Cottee battling on. It's in, Tony Cottee scores for Everton. Well, it mightn't have been the prettiest of goals, but it might be a crucial one. Tony Cottee blasting the ball home after it ricocheted and bobbed here and there. Oldham the opposition. Again, Cottee battling for it in the area, Hallworth comes. Beagrie checks, clips the ball in low, left-footed. Is it going to be in? There's a tremendous battle in the area, and eventually Oldham get it away. Snowden playing the ball forward again, but that will be easy. for Hallworth. Free kick to the Blues, just outside the area. Stewart is there. So is Preki. Oh, that's a wonderful goal from Preki. An absolutely marvellous goal from Preki. Clipping the ball over the wall and into the goal. And that puts Everton in front. Here it is again. Lovely shot from Preki. He saw the gap. They needn't have bothered demolishing that end of the ground. Preki would have done it if the crowd would have been in. Now here's Oldham on the attack. Can Everton keep a clean sheet? McCarthy shoots, ball ricochets. Graham Sharp, well, the former Everton man, equalises for Oldham Athletic. Graham Sharp, the ball came off the heel of one of the Everton defenders, and it was in. Oldham on the attack again. Got away, this is Horn, referee says play on. This is Stewart. Cotty is in the middle, Stewart still going forward. Stewart shoots, it's there, Graham Stewart. Redmond couldn't clear it off the line, and Graham Stewart knocks the ball across the line for Everton. Crucial goal for the Blues. Here it is again. Stewart's got support in the middle. He looks up, sees where the goalkeeper is, and he has enough power in the shot to make sure that Redmond couldn't clear. Everton. Good shot, but a good save by David James. It's the 150th league derby. More significance, of course, for Everton if they can get 3 points. Good effort that by Beagrie, and James just saving it as Tony Cotty followed up. What can the Blues make of this? There's Preki counting it in. Dave Watson scores for Everton. Great header by Dave Watson in a crowded area. The ball delivered beautifully, but it was Dave Watson that got up, to the delight of those Everton fans, to score for the Blues. Everton lead 1-0. Here it is again, Preki laying the ball in. It's a packed area, with Watson just arching backwards, doing enough to steer the ball in. Preki's delivery perfect. Up goes Watson, just finding enough space in that area to glance the ball past David James and into the goal. Down at the other end, here's Rush. Ian Rush scores for Liverpool straight away. The Everton joy is short-lived, and Ian Rush, the scourge of Everton over the years, has equalised straight away for Liverpool. Here it is again, the ball played forward. Rush is beyond the square back line of the Everton defence. The ball sat up nicely, but it was still beautifully struck, and there was nothing that Neville Southall could do. Rush shoots. Southall can't react quickly enough. It's 1-1. Here's Angel for Everton, but he's given that away. John Barnes plays the ball through to Fowler. Fowler is onside. It's Fowler against Southall, and Fowler has scored for Liverpool. Robbie Fowler makes it Liverpool 2, Everton 1, and once again the Everton back line caught square. Robbie Fowler celebrates. Neville Southall is disconsolate. Fowler's run. Well, Snowden tried to play the offside trap. Fowler wasn't ensnared in it, and his finish was quite clinical. He looks up, knows he's got Southall to beat, whose angles are near perfect, but Fowler's finish was even better. Hillsborough, the ball chipped in. Shot coming in, half cleared by Everton, and it's banged in once again. It's Ryan Jones who scored it for Sheffield Wednesday. Ryan Jones puts Wednesday 1-0 up. Worthington with the free kick, marking slack there for Everton. Bart Williams scores. Neville Southall looks to the heavens, but really it was the slack marking that undid Everton. Wednesday on the attack again. This is Bart Williams once more. All cleared to the far side. Bright is there. This is Worthington, and Worthington shoots and scores. Everton 3-0 down, and that's Nigel Worthington's first goal of the season. It's going from bad to worse for Everton. What can they do about it? This is Horn. All fed through. Cotty on the run. A chance for Tony Cotty. Can he score? Yes, he can. Sinks it past Pressman, and Tony Cotty gets one back for Everton to give them hope. Wednesday again. Bart Williams clips the ball far side. This is Bright all on his own. Turns. Neville Southall is spread eagle. He can't stop Bright from scoring, and it's 4-1. Bart Williams again having too much space to operate in down the right-hand side. Clips a lovely cross across. That was easy for Mark Bright. Everton on the attack then. This is Angel. Here's the ball off. Limpar lays the ball in low. Well, how anybody didn't get a touch to that one. That was quite amazing. There were chances for two Everton players, including Cotty. Now Blackburn Rovers on the attack. Wilcox lays the ball in. This is Ripley. It's gone deep and Mike Newell has touched the ball in. It may have come off Dave Watson, but Mike Newell scores for Blackburn Rovers. Shearer. Wilcox. It's inside. Plenty of space for him. Is he going to try a shot from here? He is. That's a brilliant goal by Wilcox. Jason Wilcox. It was so good, one of his colleagues wants his shirt. There's Wilcox again, given space, but nobody expected him to shoot from that distance, least of all Neville Southall, and that's one of the goals of the season. Wilcox again. Again looking for colleagues in support, clipped in. Newell has oceans of space. Good turn by Mike Newell, and Mike Newell gets his second against his former club. Goal on, a chance here for West Ham United. Oh, great save by Neville Southall and cleared away by Dave Watson. Well, West Ham there had a great chance. Everton keep the ball in. This is Stewart down the right. There's the ball in. Cotty shoots. It's a goal for Tony Cotty. That could be absolutely vital. The former West Ham player, the record signing, £2 million scores for Everton. Can the Blues keep West Ham at bay? This is Morley. Shot from Morley. Oh, it hits the post and it's cleared by Everton. Queen's Park Rangers in possession. This is Impey. Bartley. Doing well here, keeping Queen's Park Rangers pegged in and under pressure. They've won themselves a throw-in. Ablett takes it to Limpar. Puts the ball forward. Lovely ball. This is Cotty. Oh, that's an excellent goal from Tony Cotty. That wasn't easy. The ball running away from him. He kept it down well, and Tony Cotty scores for Everton to the delight of those Everton fans. Rangers on the attack. This is Sinclair. Still going forward. He's going to clear. Not very far. Chance for the cross from the far side of the field. Clipped in. Given away by Ablett. Still Everton haven't got it very far. That's hurt. That was from Bartley. Clipped in again. Southall comes out. A scramble. Is it there? Devon White has turned it over the line. Everton think there was a handball involved. Neville Southall is fuming. But Devon White scores for Queen's Park Rangers. Everton trying to bring it away. This is Impey once again now for Rangers. Barker, Impey. Watson intercepts. Snowden drives the ball forward. Coming back. A late challenge there by Angel, but the referee says play on. Bardsley hitting the ball forward. Should be Jackson's, it isn't. There's a chance for Ferdinand, and Les Ferdinand scores for Queen's Park Rangers. He wins the game for Queen's Park Rangers. Late on, a disaster for Everton. Leeds in possession. Don't get it very far. And the shot coming in, and that's McAllister, who scores for Leeds United. Everton have had a fistful of chances in the first half, haven't taken them. This is White, and that's into the goal. An own goal by Everton. It's Dave Watson who turns it into his own goal. Dave Watson it was who turned it into the goal. There's Strachan for Leeds. Clipped again. That's a glorious goal. That's a quite brilliant goal by White. And he makes it 3-0 for Leeds United.
Defeat at Leeds in the penultimate match had plummeted Everton to third from bottom. There was one game to play. The equation for Everton to escape relegation from the top flight was complicated, but so precarious was the Blues' position that even victory against Wimbledon might not have been enough.
I mean, you know, we've got ourselves in a position which we shouldn't have done, but nevertheless we were there. And it's no good everybody moaning about it. You know, you've now got to get yourself out of it, and that's all we were concentrating on all week. It was just to build up to the game. Immediately we lost at Leeds. Really, I just said to the lads that, you know, we realise you've got to win at Wimbledon to get up, to stay up. And even as you know, that might not have been enough as it turned out. But so that's all we were concentrating on, really, is making sure that we got everything right and 100% on the day.
The Boston Day Williams sort of made it different from what we usually do. We got a couple of days off, the Monday and the Wednesday off. We did quite light training on the Tuesday and the Thursday and Friday. And then I say we came in for the game Saturday. Everyone knew what had to be done. You know, a win was the only thing left open to us, and we had to go out for the 3 points.
Thousands were locked out as just over 31,000 fans packed into a Goodison Park ground with its capacity drastically reduced because of the development of the park end to make the ground all-seater for next season.
I arrived at the ground at 1 o'clock. I thought I'd get there a bit early in case there was a bit of a rush, and it was packed then. The queues outside were unbelievable, and obviously there was a lot of tension in the dressing room before the game, but we could hear the Gladys Street making the noise from in the dressing room, so everyone was pumped up. You could hear the roar that the lads got when they went out to warm up.
What followed was a scenario which, had it been scripted, would have been too bizarre to be taken seriously.
The referee is Robert Hart of Darlington. And Everton attack the goal to our left. The bookies' odds around the stadium, 4-5 that Everton will go down, 4-5 that they will survive. So even the bookies don't know. First clearance from Neville Southall. Corner. Corner had to come back from the wrong side. The marking wasn't all that it might have been then. Is on the far post. Andy Clark on the near. Limpar just got a touch to that. No, penalty! Handball! Handball by Anders Limpar. Unreal. He knew it immediately. Came off his left hand. We've been playing a little over 3 minutes when the incident happened. Dean Holdsworth places the ball on the spot. Crescendo of boos, and it's all down to Southall. Oh, and he very, very nearly made it. But it's a 24th goal for Dean Holdsworth. Holdsworth jumped early. Oh. Well, he jumped early, and that produced a free kick against Unsworth. Earl is quite short. Gale is coming in from the far side. Clark gets the congratulations of the Wimbledon players for the fact that two went to head the same ball was the cause of that goal. Watson. Limpar. Penalty. There was never going to be any doubt. He didn't have to make the challenge free to fear. And Everton have been handed a lifeline. But very questionable, I have to say, from that angle, just how much contact Fear made. Limpar, who conceded one, has won one back. Graham Stewart to take. He has to score. And he has. Beautifully taken penalty. And the frayed rope hanging at the end of 40 years of Premier football at Goodison Park has been given some support.
Stewart. Ablett. That was a gallant attempt to get over the ball. Another chance for Jones. They left it to Gale again. And Dean Holdsworth scorns an open goal. Holdsworth really should have scored. They remain behind, but the penalty by Stewart certainly settled the Everton team. Limpar, they're frightened to challenge him. Ablett. Right out, couldn't get there. Here's Cotty. Stewart. Good play, Stewart. Scales who cleared. But that's the way to lift the crowd at the start of the second half. It will be some story if at the end they are seen to have recovered from a penalty given away and an own goal. Jones with the cross, and Southall in trouble, blocked on the line. It's gone for the corner, and there was an appeal by Holdsworth that it was actually handball. Elkins takes. Back flick, problem, good header out by John Ebrell. Excellent saving header on the back post. Offside against Fear. But 2 escapes for Everton in a matter of seconds. First, the appeal for handball. Southall couldn't get across. Well, how much of the arm was used there by Stewart? It's set up for him, and this time he didn't hesitate. It's 2-2. Hope rises. They're queuing up. Ebrell, another chance. Oh! Limpar, chased by Fear. The player and the fitting in the crowd. Good play by Limpar. Wide out, just didn't make full contact. Barlow didn't make it. Right out did. Limpar. Bit of tease from Limpar. Stewart. Stewart again. Yes! Stewart, and Everton might have saved themselves. What's for sure is they've come back from 2 down to lead 3-2. And again, there's a minor pitch evasion, only through enthusiasm. Mike Walker. I can't imagine what he feels like. Relief, hope. Hans Seggers, to tell the truth, made a bit of a mess of that. But Everton, and Graham Stewart in particular, won't mind. And the final whistle is blown. Everton have gained the victory that they needed. Now they have to be sure that it was enough. Stewart, scorer of 2 of the goals. Everton recovering from their own failings. 2 down in 20 minutes. Squared it after 67 minutes first through Stewart and then through Horn, and Stewart getting the winning goal with just 9 minutes of their season left.
We couldn't have had a worse start, as you said. You know, we've given, or Anders has inexplicably handled the ball.
Handball by Anders Limper, and it's all down to Southall. Oh, he very, very nearly made it.
We've had an own goal, and that just sums up our last sort of few months at the club.
Looking at it on the telly later on, it was going about 10 yards wide, but as I've been told by half the main stand, who were directly behind it. But you know, I wasn't too sure where I was or what was behind me, so it took a bounce and hit me knee, and then I could just see it going. I could see Neville starting to come, and as I tried to get back to it, you know, it just looped into the corner of the net, and you know, there was nothing I could do about it. So.
What did you feel like just then?
Strange enough, looking back on it, I just thought that it hit me on the way into the net, and you know, it wasn't that clear an own goal. But obviously, seeing it again later on the television, you know, I could sort of gauge how far the ball was going wide, then, you know, to where it actually was in front of the goal. But no, it wasn't too bad at the time, but looking back on it now.
A great fight back, the crowd backing you. You got one back through somewhat disputed penalty. And then in the second half, Barry Horn, who hadn't scored since the very first game.
I always felt we were capable of getting back into the game in the second half. Obviously attacking the Gladys Street helped with them roaring us, and maybe sucking one in. You know, but as I say, I mean, Barry's been probably our best player the last 5 or 10 games. You know, he's the type of player you need in a situation like that. He gets stuck in, he always gives his all, makes a tackle in front of goal, then sort of 30 seconds later he's up having a shot at the other end, and that's the type of player you need in the situation we were in.
And just when it matters most, people turn things in, you know, and that was brilliant. You know, I mean, he's one of the players that's been much maligned. But I have to say, you know, the last sort of 7 or 8 or 6 games, certainly, when it's come down to it, he's really put himself about and worked and grafted, and that's why I kept him in the side, because I felt that's what you needed. It's all right having people that can fluff around the ball and have a bit of skill but don't produce anything. What we wanted was somebody who's going to dig in, and I'm delighted for Barry that, you know, he's turned out what was actually one of the most crucial goals, and a tremendous goal as well.
Tease from Limper, Stewart again. Yes!
I think I heard Graham on one of the stations saying that the ball was played from Anders, and he thought if he took a touch he'd be tackled, so he spotted Tony out the corner of his eye, and he played the first time on into Tony, and Tony had a good touch, and whether he meant to touch it and knock it back or it just sort of fell for Graham, and like Graham's come in and virtually block tackled it in with someone.
After being 2-0 down in the season we've had, it was tremendous, but you know, and again, Graham Stewart, you know, there's a lot to be said for that again, having the courage to go in. He's gone in, it's more of a, well, he said himself, it's more of a tackle than a shot, but it's gone in. We've had a little bit of luck, but we haven't been getting, which is, you know, I'm not going to be too proud to accept that. And, I mean, the scenes after the game, or just after the game, and late into the night, I believe, were pretty exciting. But I mean, it turned out all right, that's the main thing, but the other thing is, of course, we don't want to be in that position ever again.
The successful end to an unsuccessful season. But with the battle for boardroom power resolved by joining together of the former combatants, with the promise now of money to strengthen the side, it's likely to be out with the old and in with the new. And hopefully a bright future for one of the founder members of the Football League, who looked into the abyss, but who in 2 or 3 seasons could again be scaling the heights to add to those 9 league titles and 4 FA Cup triumphs.
It's windy here today. Do you see a wind of change now at Everton, with obviously Peter Johnson expected to take over, and may have done by the time we see this?
Yeah, well, I'd like to think so. I mean, you know, that's dragged on a long time, but you know, I've always said all along that people said, did it affect the players? I don't think it did. You know, it'd be easy to make that excuse, but we didn't. It didn't. The players, we got on with the job that we thought we needed to do. But nevertheless, you know, I always said that it's important. If it goes on another 2 months, I don't care, as long as it's the right decision for the football club, because we've got to live with that maybe the next 10 years or whatever. And it would be a disaster if we made a decision and suddenly 6 months later it's the wrong decision. So it was important it went on. So yes, and I think the bond that was, hopefully there was another bond forged on Saturday, you know, I mean, that we were so near. I mean, I think there was a genuine fear in the crowd that we were actually going to go down. And with that, with, you know, gelling together, the players, the effort they gave in, I think hopefully that will bond the club stronger together, and that we'll come out of it the other side, you know, a much better club.
Is it going to be a busy summer for you?
It's always busy in the summer, but I think it's going to be a lot busier this summer. Yeah, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things to sort out. We still need a lot of changes at the club, and but it's given us the chance to do it, and that's important.
And looking ahead, Gary, now obviously you won't want that sort of atmosphere, marvellous though it was again. You'll be looking forward, hopefully, to a good future next season with Everton.
Well, I hope so. Yes. Obviously, we like the same sort of crowd participation, but obviously every home game of the season, you know, if we can attract that many people to come and watch us play, then obviously all the better for the players in the club. But obviously we cut it fine this season, and hopefully we won't be a repeat next season. But obviously now the takeover's all sorted, and hopefully the manager will have a, you know, I don't know how many million to spend, but you know, hopefully he'll spend that wisely, and he'll put us on a good stead for next season.
I'm very optimistic about the future. I mean, once the takeover's all sorted out and everything, and there's a bit of money to buy new players, which I'm sure the manager will want to do, you know, I think, you know, Everton can go back to the good old days of the mid-80s.